Hi, I'm Mike Duber, and I'd like to discuss with you today one of these issues that engravers are always faced with, and that is holding and manipulating large objects like silver trays, loving cups, or other big parts. Could even include things like motorcycle parts or large pieces of metal of one kind or the other. How to hold those and manipulate those for engraving. I have a couple projects here on my desk that I picked up from local jewelry stores. They are actually Lennox pewter serving trays. They could be silver or silver plate, no matter what the object. Our discussion today has to do with this large ungainly piece of metal that we're required to engrave on. In this case, I've been asked to engrave one large initial on each tray. I've already cut the M on the first tray, and that's here for you to see. Using a 120-degree graver, followed by a wriggle cut graver to brighten and enhance the look of the letter. While our emphasis today is on the object and how I hold and manipulate this, we may touch on a few other issues as I go through the presentation, one being the letter design itself. Part of a larger instruction body on engraving letters would include letter styles, how to draw them, how to cut them, and where you start. And in approaching that issue, I would say that, first of all, find a good working set of letters. I like Edwardian script. It's kind of a universal script. It's decorative, yet it's still readable. And beyond that, without getting into the nuts and bolts of engraving letters, I would say find your set of several sets of preferred letters. It could be Edwardian script, it could be Blackstone, Old English, whatever. But the greater issue is this. While most people, beyond engravers, don't truly understand scroll work, those folks will look at even improperly designed and executed scrolls and not see the problems that we as expert engravers see. On the other hand, it's my opinion that people have been trained since the age of 4 or 5 to read and understand letters. And if you do them poorly, even the untrained eye will recognize where you come up short on letter design. So the simple answer here is find a font that you like. For most script, I like Edwardian, and follow the font. Don't make changes. Don't adjust the style of the letter. Do it as it is written and drawn within the font body. That is, don't mix Edwardian with Kunstler script or some other script, or don't redesign a letter to fit something that you think is better, because font designers have spent many years learning how to design a set of letters that fits well together. So find yourself a book that lists various font styles and use those as your guide, and you can't go wrong from there. So that being said, let's get into the mechanics of cutting a script letter on a large plate like this. I have 2 of these to do, and I've done one, so there's the finished example. The second plate, it is the same design. I think this is part of a wedding gift. It's the very same plate, but in this case I'm going to be engraving the letter L. I have a workstation here that normally holds my engraver's block, one of many styles I might use, but this is a drill press, column, and articulating table and arm that I use to raise and lower work. If I'm engraving with a microscope, I will want it down. Without a microscope, I want it up higher where I can work. I also have worked with help of Rex Peterson, as a matter of fact, to find a bearing that makes this turn very smoothly. It's truly just the original drill press arm and table, but with this added bearing that came, I believe, out of an automobile transmission. In any case, I've smoothed it up and it turns like a turntable. You could also use one of the commercial turntables, or Lazy Susans as we refer to them, whatever your choice. It's best to have something that you can move. That's why I like this, and I can control the tightness of it and make it move about the same way by tightening this column here, about the same way my engraving block moves. Issue number 2 is to protect these very fine jewelry, silverware objects from scratches and dings. And I put a towel down here so it's fixed in place, and then I can still turn and maneuver this. This is not something I would do under microscope. The letter is going to be larger, as a matter of fact, than you could see through a traditional microscope, so I'll be working just with glasses. Step number 1 is to duplicate the size and formation and location of the letter L on this place, where I have the A on that place. My preferred layout medium is Chinese white. I've learned to use it over the years, and it's something that I've learned to use and keep my hands off. I don't fix it in place. I just apply it and draw on it. All you need is a moistened towel and a little bit of rubbing, and you can lay down an adequate layer of Chinese white on which to lay out letters. That's about all I need right there to go ahead and lay out and cut this letter. If you have a plastic rule of some kind or a straight edge, it's a good idea, I think, to just visibly find the center of this thing lightly with a pencil. I'm just looking at this curve and this curve to lay it out. On the first letter, I cut it, let's see, 3 inches tall, more or less. So that's 1.5 inches up and 1.5 inches down. And there are the general parameters of the letter I'm going to draw. So just briefly strike a line there and there, and that gives me the overall size of the letter. Now I pretty much work from memory because I've done these letter sets many times, so I'm just going to quickly sketch in this letter L.